Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Voigt. Here. Zuber. Bruner.
Here.
English. Farnham.
Here.
Helpsley.
Here.
Jennett.
Here. Has everybody read the minutes of the previous, November 6, 2013 meeting? Are there any additions or corrections?
I move their approval.
Approval of November 6th. Or you want to go?
Oh, can I do the 20th also?
Sure.
I'd like to.
November 20th.
I'd like to move the approval of the November 6th and 20th meetings.
You got a second? All those in favor, aye, say aye. Others opposed, same sign. Claims against the county.
So moved. Seconded.
Motion and second, to approve the claims of the county. All those in favor,
Aye.
opposed, motion carried. County board member claims.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the county board member claims. All those in favor, by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I received a request from an aviation company. They sent me a copy of a check that had been deposited. Check was made out to the Edgar County Airport. His question, when he sent it to me, was he wonders where his money's been going since 2007. That something wasn't right, he felt that there was a problem, and it's not, the person's not from this county. As you know, we've uncovered approximately 8 different accounts, whether it be CDs, money markets, bank accounts, that the treasurer had no knowledge of, that was kept in secret from the county board. I provided the routing number and what turned out to be a routing number and an account number to Mr. Wiseman. He's done a search within his office and has confirmed he knows nothing about this account at all. So this makes number 9. I'm going to take this documentation from this, after this meeting, straight across to the sheriff's office. I'm going to meet with Chief Guess or the investigator, whoever it is, and I want to request a formal criminal investigation into this matter, because this is yet another banking account where checks are being made out to the Edgar County Airport, and nobody knows anything about them. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Gentlemen.
My name is Robert Vogue, and I'm an Edgar County resident. I just want you to know that I understand that Jimmy Wells has submitted a letter of resignation. My way of thinking, long overdue. I hope that you folks will approve that letter of resignation. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Item 8 is a presentation by Bellwether on cost fee, which they came on. Do you have a report on that?
Yes, I thought they were coming this morning, but he showed up at our study session Monday morning. And everybody got the handout and basically reviewed the three offices that are under the study, which would be the county clerk's office, the circuit clerk's office, and the sheriff's department. He basically separated out the circuit clerk's office because that's pretty limited by statute. The amount of fees that can be charged. So he focused a little more on the county clerk's office and the sheriff's department. And between both departments, the projection to be approximately 92,000 to 116,000 of an opportunity to, as they have here, align fees to the actual cost of providing that service. And of course, we can't raise fees without a cost study, and that's what this is. And the proposal is for the board to spend $5,000 to continue with the process of them going into all the various fees under the study. They're numerous fees. And so, in essence, that's what he said, but correct me if I've missed something.
No, I was
Okay.
just simply gonna tell you that I'd like to see that on the agenda for, the finance committee will be making a recommendation, and then it will be on the January, agenda for the regular meeting, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna move forward with this and go from there. And that's, the timing is perfectly fine with the company doing the work.
I would add, my interpretation was that in the circuit clerks, they could actually raise fees by the judge saying that they could raise fees. They didn't have to have the study that the others have to have. Is that correct?
I mean, we can follow the statute, I mean, we have to follow the
Right.
statute. But we've got a little wiggle room, and
Yes.
I think we are going to ask that some of the fees be increased, but I think Judge felt more, he had a different feeling on thoughts like in small claims court, where small claims court's actually created for the people, and, you know.
And we understand that, I mean, that makes sense.
It's like you've got some of those people out there that are gonna pay, you've got some that'll pay if they're heckled, and you've got this other group over here that's never gonna pay, I don't care what you do.
We don't wanna reduce the amount of people that feel like they can file by onerous amounts of fees.
And then the other thing is, and I know this gets out there among all the people, you know, there is a form, an application to sue or defend as a foreperson. So if they get those, we'll be passing them around, the judge, we have to take them to the judge. And if they, you know, don't meet the criteria, then he signs off and they get to file for free, then we don't get any money. So it's kind of a fine line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Might add, the person that's doing this is also a previous Paris native, Bruce DeLashman, which
Yes.
I think he gave us a full grade. I had him in class, so I remember.
Everybody was in your class, right?
I did enjoy working with him, he was nice.
But
Item 9 is a resolution to approve voting centers for 2014. I think they're all the same, is that correct?
Yes.
I move their approval,
I said it.
or I move the resolution.
I said it.
Yeah, we'll have a roll call vote.
Voigt,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Farnham,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Item 10 is, that resolution passed, by the way. Item 10 is approve the 2014 meeting dates, time, and location for the Edgar County Board.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman. On the January meeting, which is, I think, the 8th, is that pushing it for everybody to be ready and get all the bills submitted? I'm just asking.
Not me, I don't know about Facebook.
Okay, I just wanted to ask and then have a bunch of checks that we have to do later.
Well, there'd probably be demands, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean, demand checks. Okay, that's all I had.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't bring my copy with me, but I think they all have a copy.
Yes.
Maybe we'd like to let the public know
The dates?
the dates. You guys have that in your board file? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry.
You do have probably.
I got a copy from
I
you.
should have a copy. Thank you, Carl. I found it as you handed it to me. Oh, wait a second. No, I got it. No, I got it. I got it.
Okay, you wanna go over the dates?
Well, yes, it's the traditionally, it's been the second Wednesday of the month, and the board felt like those were good dates. Now, they're not all the second Wednesday of the month. I've got the list, but due to holidays and election, special meeting, or reorganizational meeting in December, but I have the list here. But the meeting times will be 9 o'clock in courtroom number 2 here at the courthouse. And we will have a copy available to whoever would like one. And, but for the most part, it's the second Wednesday, 9 o'clock.
I think we need to approve that.
Yeah.
If somebody would desire to do that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carried. Now we have, item 11 is meeting dates, time, and location for the Edgar County Board study sessions. They're
Twice a month, about every 2 weeks, 9:30 a.m. The first one will follow the Road and Bridge meeting out the highway. And then the second meeting of the month will just be more or less a standalone meeting for a board study session. And again, those start at 9:30 and they're held out at the highway department. I also have a list available to anybody that would like to have a copy of the list.
So moved.
Second.
got that.
Got it?
We have a motion and a second that the meeting dates be adopted for study session. All discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have item 12 is a resolution to approve administrative order appointing William D. McGrath as public defender for Edgar County.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
This is the resolution. We'll have a roll call.
Yes, sir. Voight,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Item 13, resolution to participate in the Office of State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutor Program for a fiscal year beginning December 1st, 2013 and ending November 30th, 2014.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
this is a line item already allowed for in the budget and
Yeah.
has been budgeted for. Therefore, I'd like to move the resolution's approval.
How much was it?
7,000.
A second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. We'll have a roll call vote.
Voight,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Item 14 is accept the resignation of Liz Cheney as Chairman of the Edgar County Department of Health effective 12/31/13 into this year. And I'll read the letter that she sent. Most of you know that I've been dealing with multiple medical issues over a number of years, and 6 months ago I was asked to stop driving. After much deliberation, I've decided that I cannot provide the services required to serve as a board member of the Edgar County Department of Public Health or chairman of the board. I will therefore be resigning on December 31st, 2013. Thank you for allowing me to serve on this board for the past several years. And I asked Janet to get me some information on this, and she's actually been in that building when it was the Family Medical Center. She was administrator from 1974 to 1995, 21 years. And she retired when the medical center moved to the Paris Hospital. And she's been on the health department board since 2002, and she's also served as president of the health department board from 2005 to 2013. Which I served on the health department board with her, and she ran a pretty tight ship. We would be accept her resignation.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we accept her resignation with regret and with gratitude.
I would ask, with the approval of the board, that the county clerk get a certificate of accomplishment and appreciation for her years, unless there's an objection from the board. Did we have a second on that?
Yes, we did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Is that a copy?
Of what?
Her resignation?
Yes. Yes.
That's a copy. Okay. All right.
Okay, next item. Item 15 is accept the resignation of Jimmy Wells as airport manager effective 12/11/13. I also have somewhere here his letter of resignation, which I'll read. Gentlemen, I would like to thank the Edgar County Board for the opportunity it has given me to offer my services to the Edgar County Airport. I was originally appointed to the Airport Advisory Board by the Edgar County Board approximately 25 years ago. Then in 2007, following the death of Bill Huffman, I was appointed by the Edgar County Board to become airport manager. Since that time, I have had the good fortune of working with many hardworking and dedicated people who shared my vision of how the Edgar County Board could serve our community for the economic growth as well as the airplane enthusiasts such as myself. Throughout the 25 years I have been associated with the Edgar County Airport, I have had the good fortune of visualizing projects that were successfully completed, which made our airport very successful in providing services to our community. At this point, I feel it is time to turn over the future missions and projects to someone else. I have truly enjoyed the time I have spent at the Airport Advisory Board and the Edgar County Board and wish nothing but the best for the future of the Edgar County Airport. May God share his blessings on Edgar County and the Edgar County Airport. Very truly yours, Jimmy Wells.
I move to accept his resignation.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Without objection, I'd also like to have the county clerk write a letter of appreciation for the time served as done for Liz Cheney. Thank you. Now, item 16 is file sheriff's semi-annual report. Somebody from the sheriff's office.
It's been filed in my office.
It's the very last page of our packet. The semi-annual totals 25,248.14. And various natures of service.
approve filing that.
I'll make a motion, we put his report on file.
A second.
All those in favor, by the
Aye.
usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed? We have item 17, file the county clerk's semi-annual report.
Which you should have got this morning.
Did you want to elaborate on it, Denny?
You're looking for a single spreadsheet. Oh, it was attached with your check. Follow the money.
What check?
You need to get paid.
The last column is the semi-annual portion that's new. Revenues to the general fund were up approximately $5,000. We had a lot, we had, well, a significant amount more in documentary stamps. A lot of recording that's been going on. And we also took in the 2 liquor licenses, the winery licenses, and so those few things account for the increase compared to the previous 6 months. So all in all, it looks pretty steady, and I'm anxious to see what the board's going to decide in January as far as the cost study, and see if we can realign our fees to measure up with the time and the effort it takes to provide the service.
Hey, Foggy, I got a question. That special event liquor license, is that per event, or is that just a one-time fee and then you,
That's a 1-year special event liquor license for Castle Finn.
oh, so they can have multiple, okay, I got you.
Yeah, they can have multiple events throughout the
Within the
year.
criteria.
Within the criteria
Okay.
as set forth, yes.
So it looks like you've taken about 110,000 for the last 3 years, thereabouts,
Yes.
if you're.
Total.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And these 3, the document storage and GIS and vital records, what's that? What is that?
Those are non-general fund accounts. And those are collected when we do recording and provide vital records. Those go into separate funds to be used only for those specific areas.
Like to buy computers to do
Right.
different things.
And then part of that
And
GIS.
statute tells you what you can
Yes.
do with that money.
Very limited by statute what that money can be used for. Right.
Any other questions? Can we have a motion to accept the county clerk's semi-annual report?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 18.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Before you start on those, I asked Aaron to go through these to try to explain briefly what each one involves, because most people don't understand those. He said he did.
All right.
Say briefly. Did
Yes.
Ann say briefly?
Yes, he did. We just voted on that.
Resolution number 1, authorizing county board chair to sign BLR 05310 LA/FBD participation agreement, Clinton Road /FAU 7560/FAS 684, SEC 10-00103-03-RS, project RS-0045, parentheses 050. It'd probably take less time to explain it.
This is a local agency federal agreement to use federal STR money on the urban piece of the Clinton Road.
So moved.
Can we get a second on that?
Second.
This will be a roll call.
Voigt,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Item 2 is a resolution for improvement of BLR 09110, appropriating motor fuel tax for the following: FAS 679, parentheses, CH8, / Horace Brockton, comma, section 10-00105-02-RS.
This is a resolution to appropriate a small amount, very small amount of motor fuel tax towards the federal project that's going to be on the Horace Brockton Road from the east corporate limits of Brockton to Route 1.
So moved.
Second.
This will also be a roll call.
Voigt,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
The resolution passes. Item number 3, resolution for the improvement of BLR 09110, appropriating motor fuel tax for the following: CH3, section 12-00112-00-RS.
Rather than amending a 9110 that was passed by the former county board, the Department of Transportation, the Highway Department, has chosen to instead come forward with a new 9110 for work on the Scotland Road. And this work, as the board knows, is dependent upon TARP funding and with selections being made in January. So this is a new appropriation of motor fuel tax for the Scotland Road. The old 9110 will go away. It starts at US Route 36 and goes 2 miles north.
And is that the section that the state gave us?
Yes, sir.
Just that section?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
we have a motion and a second. This also will be a roll call.
Voigt,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Resolution carried. Item number 4, resolution for improvement of BLR 09110, appropriating motor fuel tax for the following: CH31, section 13-00123-00-WR.
I don't know if this will prevent Ben from having to read the whole thing every time, but 4, 5, and 6 are all high school road projects. They all are BLR 9110s appropriating motor fuel tax for use on that section. If you look at 4, it's -00, that's for the railroad approach project. Number 5 is -01, that's for the widening project for that roadway. And number 6 is -02, and that's for the resurfacing of that roadway. Number 4, we have secured money to do the 00 project. Number 5 and 6. Number 5, we are waiting on a TARP announcement in January and hope that we'll secure some money to do the widening. And then the last section is for a federal resurfacing, currently being programmed, should the board approve it, for June of 15.
So moved.
Can we do all 3 at the same time?
I don't think so.
Second.
The first one is for the railroad approach, work on the railroad approach.
That's number 4. Okay, this also be a roll call. Did you have a second?
I got a second, yes. Okay. Voigt,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Number 5.
I move.
And for widening that road.
I've got a question about that.
Okay.
If you don't get the money, are you gonna be committed to have to do it anyway with other
No,
money?
it'll be a board decision. You're appropriating the money. I'm telling you, unless you tell me otherwise, that we won't do the widening without TARP funding.
Okay. We're not committing ourselves in.
No, you're only appropriating money.
Like we talked, we may just do work with what we
Just
got,
work,
not
minus-
widen it and go forward.
Okay.
That's correct.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Do we have a second?
Wait a
Oh, you
second.
didn't get,
I need
So
a motion and a
Okay.
second.
I thought-
We need a
We're on
motion.
number
Yes,
5,
I-
right?
Yeah.
yes, we're number 5. Jeff made the motion.
Okay. Thank you.
And did you have a second?
Yeah, Carl seconded.
Farnum. Voigt,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Number 6,
So moved.
Second.
that was,
That's, we program with the state, a 3-year federal program. We have asked that the resurfacing of that project be included on the federal program. The state likes to see that the board concurs with that before they will include us in that federal program. So it's important, and again, we're not gonna do the work unless the stars align, but you guys are showing your willingness to spend a little bit of match money for a resurfacing 20%. I think it's $250,000, so you're actually showing that you would match 20% of that, should that happen. Should you continue to choose to allow that to happen.
Yes, I'm ready.
roll call.
Voigt,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Resolution passed. Item number 7 is the resolution for improvement of BLR 09110 appropriating motor fuel tax for the following: CH13 section 11-00066-01-RS.
We have TARP dollars to put a cold mix mat on the Cherry Point Road from Stidle to the high school road, and we intend to do that next year. We also have included resurfacing with the high school road. Hopefully simultaneous with the high school road, we will resurface the Cherry Point Road to Stidle, also with federal money. And this is you guys showing your willingness to do such. So you're appropriating a very small amount of motor fuel tax towards a federal resurfacing of the Cherry Point Road.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
This also will be roll call.
Voigt,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley.
Yes.
Item 19 is officers and department head reports. Don, would you like to go first?
Yes. On the sheet that I gave you, at the notes at the bottom, there was the final, I hate to say it, negative balance, but that's what it is.
But not for last year.
Yeah, yeah, and then compare it to the previous year, we had an improvement of 59,365.37. And then I put this note on there just to make a point. This improvement could have been better if we had received September/October's income tax from the state of Illinois in the total amount of $98,000 and change. Basically, I'm very happy that we are very hard-nosed and everybody's trying to work together on our expenses and stuff, but the timeliness of the state's payments are always going to affect, because think about it, if we would have had another 100,000 sitting there, boy, that would have made it look like we were basically 160,000 to the good, and that day will come, I hope. When I compare this year, as of November 30th, we had received from the state August's income tax. Last year, this same time, we were up through July's. So if you go with that, maybe by next year, we'll have September's by this time. You know, I can only hope that the state gradually gets caught up, but that would be nice. Up in as of right now, there is 51,000 and change that will hit our cash accounts by Friday, and that's sales tax, supplemental sales, and state's attorney's reimbursement. So once again, if our board date would have been a couple days later, we would have seen 51,000 better than what I'm saying right now. So this is just a snap picture of our cash flow and stuff. Next board meeting, I will be doing the housekeeping resolution, or housekeeping chore, a resolution for me to approve seeking out tax anticipation bids from our local banks. We try to do this every year, early in the year, so that if and when the time comes, I can borrow with your approval. The auditor, our new auditing firm, has already contacted me, and I have sent them all our trial balances for the year, all our transaction histories. They want to get things in line for them so that they can come. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I think it's the January 13th is the tentative date to start department heads. So please be ready. They'll start out at my place and then go from there, yes.
Do we want to do what we did last year and have a pre-meeting with department heads? It seemed to work out really good. If they could come on the day, like at 8:30, and we all meet at the Preston Building, just introduce them, we don't, and answer general questions.
That-
It worked, I mean, that's up to you guys. It just seemed to work really good last year.
Right, I mean, that, I have no problem with that if the board wants to have Augie arrange that. I mean, that's since the contract's with the county board, basically.
Well, he said he would do that if we wanted to, so.
Okay.
Probably be a good idea, because we do have a new firm.
Right, and it just,
They might do things a little different.
right.
Yeah.
It did work out pretty good, I thought.
And when you say new firm, the benefit of them is at least 6 or 7 years ago, Joe is familiar with what we've got, so he's already hitting the ground running, as they say, with some of this. And some of the people working for him, at least one person, which was Larry. Larry has been part of it for the past several years. He's very good. Larry's one of the ones that came from the last, when I first started, came to, I know you're smiling, Carl. I'm wondering if you remember him.
No.
Okay, but I go to him for information. I was glad to see, he had health issues, I think, and so he had to start putting in less time, but at least he's to the benefit of having some knowledge of how things are done, so. Other than that, any questions?
Done?
Yeah.
Highway Department?
And we opened the Kansas Bridge yesterday and came in under it, so in January we'll ask if you award that contract.
Thank you.
That was good.
ESDA?
Jill and I have finished doing everyone's badges for the county. Any county board members that want to get a badge, I think all of you need one right now, come out to ESDA. We'll take your picture, we'll get your signature, no pressure.
Your mug shot.
Your mug shot. No, but I'm encouraging all county employees to have one just for if we have any kind of lockdowns, disasters. I encourage everyone from every department to get one. So we're not gonna travel anymore. It's just easier. Ross kind of set up our computer. The program on our computer needs, it's updated, but it's kind of costly. So if we keep it on a desktop at the office, it works a little bit better. So if anyone needs a badge, any new employees, have them come out to us and we can set it up like in 15 minutes.
This is a billfold size.
It just, yes. And each department has their own logo and, department head signatures. I mean, we'd probably create our own logo for you guys, but, and we'll put your term, date, and everything. So that's all I have. Come on out, guys.
That's just what we wanted.
More identity.
Circuit Clerk?
No, I think we're good. I, like I told you before, enjoyed working with Mr. DeLash, and he was a nice fellow to work with. And just as a reminder that our Christmas luncheon is this Friday from 11 to 1, if you can make it. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Health Department?
I just wanted to mention, the health department has been offering assistance for anyone wishing to sign up for health insurance through the Illinois Health Insurance Marketplace. We have licensed counselors now to answer questions and help people get signed up online. Just call the health department with any questions, or if you would like to schedule an appointment. We're just trying to get the word out there that we are available for that service.
This is what's generically called Obamacare that
Yes.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Affordable care, yes.
Supervisor of Assessment?
Ross and I met with a couple representatives of Bruce Harris to working on getting the GIS information and the tax information on the web. We got basic information to them. Ross spent a good part of the day pulling information so we could send it so they could start working on it. And tentatively, we're hoping to be online with all the information. February 15th is kind of the date we're shooting for right now. So we'll probably have to have another meeting or two with them to iron out more details once they get into it. But we're on track for getting our information online, and everybody that I've talked to seems really pleased with the idea, so.
Thank you. Animal Shelter?
We're telling
doing good right now. I've done some more research on getting the security cameras at a lower cost. I hopefully get them real soon. We're low, knock on wood, low on number of dogs right now.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
That it?
yep.
Thank you. County clerk?
The filing period for the 2014 general primary has come and gone. And yesterday we held the lottery for the Democrat candidates for sheriff. So now the next step is to go ahead and start preparing the ballots. What else do I have here? Yeah, to tag on what you said, Don, you know, we were meeting regularly as department heads, and the last few months we've gotten away from that for one reason or another. But I would like to encourage my colleagues, department heads, let's continue, get back on track and start meeting monthly like we had been. It's been the fourth Tuesday of each month, and you know, we can change the time if that's, you know, not a good time, but, and we can't all make it, I realize that, but we just need to get back in the habit of that, so I'm going to pick that back up and keep encouraging that. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Probation.
Okay, probation.
We're still here. Thank you, but nothing new to report, things are running smoothly.
Sorry I missed you.
That's all right.
Thanks, Carl. Next item is committee reports. Jeff, would you want to start that?
Sure. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I got a correspondence in the mail. Unfortunately, it was anonymous, but it did cause me to at least pause and check on it. Basically, it asked me to check into the dispatchers being paid under SLEP. And since they are sworn, we went to IMRF, checked into it. Us paying the dispatchers under SLEP is appropriate under the way we handle it. And IMRF has no problems the way we're handling it. Okay? That's number one. Number two, Don talked about last year's budget. We're grateful to be in the, have spent less than we took in. Obviously, we also had about 100,000 plus in unbudgeted items, which we also absorbed. So woulda, coulda, shoulda, but at least we wound up to the good, almost 60,000. This year's budget, I gave a copy to all of you. We only have 10 days under our belt, but adding in everybody's payroll for later on this month, every, and I emphasize every budget is, or every department is within budget. Not by much, but they're there. So any concerns that we had about any particular department seem to be okay at this point. Are there any questions? I also asked if there was any questions about the budget that I gave you for 13. Was there any particular issues that you had that you wanted any explanations on? I would like to then encourage Augie, Don, and I'll cooperate with you, get with our auditor, Joe Doherty, and see if we can't line up a meeting, a pre-meeting. We probably should make it a special meeting for the finance committee, therefore any board member that wants to attend can be there. I don't see that any action will be taken, but at least that will be done. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea, we need to consider Bev's proposal for the assessments that we do at the county level for some of the townships. She has come up with a proposal and we need to act upon that at that meeting also. So we can combine that and not have a bunch of different meetings. Is that all right with you, Bev? Don, Augie, are you okay with that?
Yes, sir. Tell me when and where.
without objection from my fellow board members, is that okay? Okay. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I had a question on, earlier we approved the study sessions. I know what Augie gave us out there Monday on the May, it only included one study session.
Oh.
And we talked about adding a second one.
Yeah, it's been added.
But I just wanted to make sure what we approved was adding the May 27th.
Thank you. I stand corrected. It is not Monday, but Tuesday. I believe the date is the 27th on my master copy in the file. Yes.
Okay.
I will send each of you a revised copy, the correct copy that you voted on that you talked about.
That's all I have.
Mike,
I don't have anything.
Dan?
I met with Andrea on Monday, the animal shelter. As she said, we are working on getting surveillance cameras, and she has worked out a good deal. We can figure out how the finances on it. I talked to Bob Wilson. He said the new door he thought was in at Art Reese's. He was waiting for the weather to warm up, so he put the door in, so everything's going well. We are down on dogs, and I had no dog barking phone calls from last night.
Mr. Chairman, one thing, 12:30, we do have an airport committee meeting, and then there is a special meeting at 1 o'clock of the county board today.
Okay. Anything else? We do, at this time, we need to have a closed session, and one of the things we have to do is every 6 months, we have to decide what part of closed session minutes need to be left in closed session and what can be given out for public.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to go into closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, pending litigation, and review closed session minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second to go into closed session for the reasons stated. All those in favor by the usual sign?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign.
Mr. Clerk, would you like the camera off?
Yes.
Lean on me going out to the car?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Chairman, we're live.
Okay, we need a motion on what we're gonna do with the minutes of closed sessions.
I make a motion that we keep them closed.
All of them that are covered by the,
Nice like that.
Don't need a roll call, do you? All those in favor of keeping the minutes closed?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Is there anything else to come before this meeting?
You have a meeting at 12:30.
And one.
Case Gary.
That's courtroom one.
Yeah.
Both of them are up there?
Yes.
Both meetings are about what now?
The first meeting is the airport committee is meeting to work out a recommendation for a interim manager for the airport.
Okay.
Then we will make that, we will have a special meeting at 1 o'clock to offer that recommendation and for the board to take action on
Okay.
In the
You need
temp-
to have 4 members there.
it. Yes,
Oh,
I will be there.
Guys, I wish I know about these things ahead of time.
Well, we'll have, Ben, won't you plan on?
Yeah.
You're gonna be here, right?
Yeah.
We'll have 4.
Yeah.
It's just simple stuff. You guys already decided Monday, I'm
Right.
sure.
Yes, indeed.
No, they're
No,
gonna
we
decide.
didn't decide anything.
No, we couldn't.
We're hoping that they come up with a suggestion after their airport meeting.
Oh, okay.
At
Yeah.
I
what
got
We
time?
couldn't do anything on that.
I've got cold medication in me. Come on, give me a break.
You always take full medication.
And if they do come up with something, then we can take action.
Oh, thank you. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Yeah, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting's adjourned.
World Teach organization he went with last summer. They have enough volunteers for a summer program, then they hire an introductory coordinator, and he's hoping to get that position if they have enough volunteers, but that's not for sure. January 1, he leaves to do a semester at Queen Mary's College in London. Yeah, fortunately, all of his scholarships are paid for that. And very little is coming out of Dad's pocket, because if it hadn't been on Dad, he wouldn't be going.
Call meeting to order. Public session?
Good afternoon. So witty. You don't have to write that down.
Thank you.
Purpose of the meeting is to listen to the airport board and what their advice is on the interim manager, hire an interim manager at Edgar County Airport.
I'll make a motion that we hire Dale Barkley as interim manager for the airport manager position.
Second.
That's the recommendation of the airport committee.
You got the motion in a second, right?
Yes, I do.
All those in favor, by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I think, Carl, it's our plan to, you're gonna meet with Dale or talk to Dale today. Then we're gonna set up a special meeting sometime in the next week or so. Go over hours, dollars, duties, et cetera, with the committee and Dale. Okay?
Is there any other business to come before the
Not to
meeting?
exceed the budget at this point without doing anything, so, okay?
So do we have a board here? Okay. I have not been, I'm used to say he couldn't vote.
Can't afford it, but.
Okay, good. Just want to be sure.
You still have a quorum. Whether I vote or not, you still have a quorum.
Okay, good. I just want to be legal. I'll be showing up on watchdogs.
I would entertain them.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
That's it.
You already got it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Now, is it a possibility of me being able to talk to Dale on camera to ask simple, non-aggressive questions?